Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel, Oracle of the Crows, Hypnocrow. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you to each and every one of you guys, whether you are a new subscriber or a returning subscriber to my channel. I am grateful for each and every one of you guys and all this love and support that you give me. Alright, so this video is for the star sign of Aquarius. Doesn't matter where your placement is. Or if you're just intuitively guided to come and watch, welcome. We are going to check in on the full moon energies starting with Friday, January 6th, moving through to January 20th. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody's holiday was safe, blessed, and everybody is at peace moving into the new year and letting go of last year. So we're going to check in on the full moon energies, that it's in tropical Cancer and in sidereal Gemini, depending on which astrology that you follow, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and get started. Check in on the moon's energy. What's the moon's energy look like around Aquarius for these next 2 weeks? Moving from full moon to new moon. What's the full moon energy look like around Aquarius? For Aquarius, what's the full moon energy look like for the star sign of Aquarius? Or those intuitively guided, what does the energies look like? The full moon energies for Aquarius. Emotions are running high, and usually when emotions are running high, things get triggered for reasons so that you can let things go. So I feel like we also have Mercury and Mars both in retrograde, so that's like a boost, like an energy boost to this triggering, so to speak. So emotions are running high, and I feel like it's extra, I feel like you're extra moody, which would make perfect sense, Aquarius, because the moon makes all of us moody. And if you are an extra sensitive person, you're going to be feeling it like to an extreme, so to speak. All right, so this next 2 weeks we're going to tap into the animals, your spirit animals, seeing how the moon is, it's called a wolf's moon. So I felt obliged to use spirit animals to call them in for the reading. So what spirit animal wants to come through for Aquarius? Bring messages through about the energies. For Aquarius. Swan spirit, time for a deep dive. Makes perfect sense. Absolutely. So you got the swan spirit coming through here telling you, listen, it's time to go within yourself, deep within yourself, and figure out why these triggers are happening. Why? So that you can turn that ugly wound into a beautiful scar and look at it as, okay, I had this lesson to learn. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of triggers over the next couple of weeks, but it all has to happen to bring you into this state of balance, Aquarius. So, if you've ever heard the story about the ugly duckling who grows into this beautiful swan, well, I kind of feel like that's the energy. You've had to go through a lot of emotional ugliness to, on an emotional level, especially when it comes to, there's a lot of water coming through here, and the moon is in tropical Cancer, which is, the moon cancer is ruled by Cancer. So everybody's emotions are running extra high, and yours are as well. And that's making you do an introspect into why these triggers happen. I'm looking at these flowers, and to me they look like dogwood flowers. So you may want to see what the dogwood flower means to you, Aquarius. I also feel too, if you look at the swan, there's like this energy coming up off of the top of his head, which is the crown. And Aquarius, you know, that's the part that, you're a critical thinker. You're an overthinker. Sometimes you overthink situations, or you're overly critical on yourself or the situation that's in front of you. And I feel like balancing the mind and the emotions is very important. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and take a deeper look into the week ahead energies using, this is the Animal Tarot cards, and the Signs from Spirit Love Oracle as clarifiers. We're going to do a Celtic Cross spread for Aquarius. Okay, so you get the Three of Summer. So the Three of Summer talks about, and it popped out, so this is a very, 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 very important message for you to understand. Alright, so here we have the Three of Summer, which represents the Three of Cups. Also, we have Hummingbird. Alright, you have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, a wedding, a graduation, or a birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. Alright, so with the energy that I was filling off these first two cards and this and popping out, so I feel like there is some people around you, and I feel like these people around you is what's triggering you. And I feel like it's like the littlest annoyances. See, there's the flowers again coming through. Them flowers, they look exactly the same. I'll put that up there, and you guys can maybe Google it and see what kind of a flower it is. Let me see if I can find it in the Swan book. But that flower has something to do with that flower. Look in the animal card and see if it says what kind it is. Oh, and it landed me on the hummingbird spirit. Seeing the beauty and the sweetness in life is eternal, and I feel like they're telling you to stay in the present moment. Absolutely, I feel like they're telling you that, you know, whatever it is that you desire, I feel like they'll tell you that Spirit will absolutely, positively provide it for you. You need to look at something that is before you, is what I feel the specific message is. You need to look at a situation that is before you. And you need to do an introspection about some people around you. Perhaps for some of you, you could be empath and you could be picking up the emotions of other people, right? And that could be what you are feeling, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, and you may, somebody around you could very well be aggravated, or and it could be very triggering, or something maybe somebody says or does could be very triggering for you. And they want you to look at this as an advantage to go within and heal whatever this trigger is. But there is definitely other people involved in this situation. And I feel like there's a couple of people that are involved in this situation that are trying to block you from moving forward. Like listening to the buzz, the hum of somebody else's advice or words. And I feel like you need to listen to your own intuition, because you're very sensitive. And I feel like that's why that card popped out. So, and I also feel, again, Google that flower. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's sticking out. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut these cards. I think they're ready. Also, folks, for some of you, there could be some people, like I said, who are maybe putting you down, maybe even like whispers behind your back, maybe trying to, how do I want to say it, put disbelief in other people's ear, so to speak. Alright, so we go ahead and cut these and go ahead and get started. So let's check in on the underlying energy for the week. 9 of Summer. So it's definitely about raising your self-esteem. Raising your self-esteem, even if you have to separate yourself from these people, it is for your own personal growth and good, because that way you can keep that sense of balance. So it says now is a time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this would happen. Give gratitude to Source for all that you have and all that is still yet to come. So the underlying energy is that you could finally be getting something you've wished for, something that you've been working for. And Spirit is telling you that is a reason to celebrate. The Three of Cups is about celebrating, but I feel like the reason why it popped out has a lot to do with more the animal guide more than the cup. So it's about being grateful for everything that you already have, including the wounds, right? Remember what I said about the wounds who leave, the ugly wound leaves a beautiful scar because there's always a lesson involved in it. And that's exactly what these two cards are telling you. So the lesson is not allowing other people to trigger you or put that buzz in your ear, or caring what other people have to say if they are trying to put disbelief out there or slander you in some way, try to break you down. Yeah, look at that, punished, just as I said that, right? Feeling punished. Don't allow other people's words to punish you. You are good at what you do. Stand in your positive self-esteem. So that's why the trigger is happening. That is exactly why the trigger is happening. Alright, so present moment when you turn on the video, look at that. Oh my goodness, Aquarius, release Peacock. It is time to release the past and move on to something else now. Just see how the swan's moving towards the hummingbird. The ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. This is the Death card. This is the Scorpio card. So it's about putting down that ego, right? Putting down that ego. Take that deep dive into why you feel so triggered. Admit it, face it, and move on from it. Move to a happier future. Be grateful for the wound that left that beautiful scar. Just like I said, be grateful for that, because it has caused growth within you. It has caused you to step into your power, step into your authenticity, start to trust your intuition, trust in divine guidance, right? Tidal, oh my goodness, tidal wave of emotions. There's that trigger coming through right there. There it is. That trigger is coming through for a major release. Major, Aquarius. What is challenging, Aquarius? The Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. And so this is the deer mouse, and look, he's got a clover. You know what hangs around them clovers? Bees. You know what bees do? Pollinate, grow, make things grow. So I feel like you're being challenged to step up and take the lead of your life right now. Organize your head, organize your heart, and that's why they're calling you to take that deep dive in. Remember I said in the beginning about that balance? Take back your power from the situation. Don't allow other people's opinions to matter. Yep. You are meant to sparkle. You are meant to shine. Don't be afraid to make the promise. To what? To promise yourself to walk away. To keep your self-esteem high. Don't allow other people's ego. Right? Don't allow yourself to keep getting triggered. You got the wisdom. You learned the lesson, so to speak, is what they're telling you. So you're being challenged to step into a period of balance and organization of 4 to 6, right? Be authentic. Don't be afraid to let this wisdom shine from these wounds. The root of your current situation, oh my goodness, not a winner. It's all in your head, just like I said in the swan. Your worries and fears are not real. It's all in your head. Negative thought patterns, worrying, ego, fear, not trusting that everything is going to be okay. That's the root of the current situation. That is why you got the Death card right there. See how, look, he's like on this rock. He's looking up at that moon. See the moon, the full moon. That's why you're being triggered. See how wavy that emotion is? That's because of your emotions. They're not calm. They're not serene. They're triggered. By what? Worry, fear, negative thoughts. Nine of Swords often talks about self-fulfilled prophecies. The things you tell yourself you create. So it's about releasing the ego. because the ego is creating an illusion. Yep, right there it is. That illusion keeps you in survival mode. So emotions are running high, right? Time to take that deep dive like that shark. Sharks swim deep, but they also come to the surface. You see them. Yep. What's the shark do? They bite people. They eat people. That's the energy. The triggers. Alrighty, recent past. So this recent past energy is the energy coming from the end of 2022 into the current energy. 8 of spring. So there was some sort of conversation. Remember I said about the bee? Look at that. The bee and the clover. There it is. The bee. Feel the sweetness of that wound. Feel the sweetness of releasing that deep emotional tidal wave of emotions where you get triggered and you're ready to chew somebody up and spit them out. It's time to let that energy go. Defensive. I'm feeling very defensive, very on the defense. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, and that's exactly what you're doing, getting stressed out, remember to be grateful. Have an attitude of gratitude. Back to that message again. For the blessings that heaven sends you, because it's actually what it is, a blessing in disguise. And a lot of times when we do major clearing, especially with the Emperor there, you're leveling up. So, with the 8 of spring, that's about the thoughts that we tell ourselves, the things that we tell ourselves. So for some of you, again, that mind, it's like having that magical mind. The things that we tell ourselves happen in our outer world. You are pollinating with your thoughts. You are pollinating and with your emotions, and things grow. In this situation, I felt grew way out of hand, like it was just like a big old explosion. Kind of feel like it was between you and another person. The conversation was not good, is what I see here. Yeah. And so I feel like, and if you look at the two skulls. One skull's looking right at the bees, the other one's looking straight at the camera. I feel like this is you, Aquarius, getting the message. And I feel like this, like I said, is another person. The conversation happened. See the skulls? It ended. That's the death card. Like the relationship got put on the shelf. And it was a bad ending. But what you really need to know is you need to look at the situation as to why it happened the way it did. Learn that lesson, right? Why did it trigger you? And then release it. Alright, so what are you thinking about? Oh, King, winner, there you are. Aquarius coming through here. Humpback well. Back to them emotions. A lot of water energy, which makes perfect freaking sense. We got Scorpio, we got tidal wave, the shark. Now we got the humpback whale. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective, and unemotional. So I feel like what you are thinking about is, how can I be objective to other people's communication and act responsible react responsibly. So if you look at the well, see it's got a crown on its head. Again, your thoughts, Nine of Swords, your thoughts. But it also to me looks like a mask. So it's what you are masking. And that's another reason why it's coming up. So it's, you're wondering, well, how can I communicate? How can I express myself? How can I learn to not be over emotional when it comes to expressing myself? What's the wisdom that I can take from the situation to be able to open myself up to receiving other people's communication, as well as be able to communicate back to that person? Cosmic design. So I feel like, look at the water drops, more emotions coming through. So, and if you look the humpback whale is swimming with a school of fish. So that's that learning. That's what you're learning. That's why you're taking that deep dive, and that's what you're learning. Why do you feel punished when you are, because you're alone, right? Nine of Cups means you're single. You are within yourself, within them emotions, spending time within yourself, alone. Well, what I feel like you are doing with the King of Swords coming through is you are taking off that mask, and you are going in that deep dive, and you are doing an introspection to the whole situation that you are in. And you are just going to sit there and let other people's advice, you're going to learn to trust your intuition as to like who you want to listen to, or I feel like it being in that sense of impartiality, like you are not taking sides in any situation. You are standing alone, like on the side of the situation. You're not even going to voice your opinion, is what I feel. And you know that. You're thinking about that. Now, how can I do that? Is what I feel like you're thinking about. How can I do that? How can I express myself without this big blowout argument happening? What wisdom do I have to learn? Alright, so it's coming towards you. Okay, we have the Six of Summer. So somebody definitely coming back around. As I said, Mercury is in retrograde, Mars is in retrograde, and that's why it happened, because it was time. Right? It was time. The timing is perfect. So we have the Six of Cups, and it's a goose, right? We have a swan, we have a goose now. The love and care of children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revealed. And I feel like it's old memories can be healed. So what's coming towards you is a major wound from you've been carrying with you, perhaps since you were a child. Look, 6 and a 3, that's a 9, right? 9, a childhood wound, a 9 of Swords, right, is gonna be healed, and you've been carrying this wound. That's why you're going deep. The many layers of our wounds, right? And some wounds are so deep that it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to face that. Well, Spirit's like, yeah, you're ready to face it. It's for your own good. So that you can move forward, so that you can ascend. Okay, so death, rebirth. So I feel like that's exactly what is happening. Some childhood wound is being healed. Yeah. Right? Look, there's coconut milk. Yeah. And this wound is that's being healed is going to be very nourishing to your emotional body. A lot of water coming through here, like I said, which makes sense with the moon in tropical Cancer. And moon, again, is ruled by Cancer. Cancer rules the moon. Hand in hand. How are you viewing yourself? The Hermit. There's another 9 coming through. Yeah, you are viewing yourself as retreating and going within. That's why you got the Swan Spirit here. That's the energy around you. And you are taking time, the Firefly. You are taking the time that you need to go within and contemplate why all this situation happened and how now can I communicate and connect with other people without this trigger happening. The wisdom, the beacon of light that you truly are. And I feel like other people are seeing that as well, which we're going to get into. But you come up as the Hermit, and that's exactly right. Lots of 9s coming through you. So you are completing, Aquarius, a very profound cycle of lessons. Again, the ugly duckling, that ugly wound turning into a beautiful lesson. Memories. Old memories are being healed. Right here. What's coming towards you. Old memories are being healed. And that is exactly what you are doing. You see yourself healing these memories. Right? Look at the butterfly. He's sitting on a lamppost. How are other people viewing you? 3 of Winter. So other people could be viewing you as somebody who's a little bit cold-hearted. But there is some of them who are viewing you as somebody who is taking the time that you need to work on that wound. That is what I feel. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are, with the summer here, I feel like a lot of people are viewing you as, like I said, severing a lot of ties, a lot of wounds, a lot of pain, especially with the 3 of Winter coming through here. A lot of people are like basically handing you that knife and telling you, you know, it's time to let go of that. It's time to let go of that sadness. It's time to let go of that wound, that pain, the old memory. And I feel like Spirit's hitting you, like I feel like Archangel Michael is coming through right now telling you, take the time you need to heal. Here's my sword to cut away the sadness of your pain, of your grief, of anything that hurts you, of this wound. I feel like for some of you it could be siblings, growing up as siblings. Could be parent issues too, with three people, parents and you. And he's like, take the time that you need to work through it. So I feel like that's how people are seeing you, as doing that, taking that time you need. And that is exactly what you are doing, because there's an ending, a separation here between you and another person. Hopes and fears, 10 of Summer. So you're hoping to reconcile. You're hoping to reconcile with your family or a particular loved one. Yeah. Right. And I do feel it's family, especially with the tree. You're hoping to reconcile with your family, your siblings, your parents, your grandparents. And not cling to that poison anymore of the pain of what they have put you through. The outcome? Strength, right? Beautiful energy. So we have Leo the Lion coming through here now. Masay, lion, and lamb. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. So the outcome is you will realize how everything that you have went through, has all put you in a position of personal power, and that is why people are seeing you with that knife cutting away the sadness. It is giving you the power. Look, it's an 11, right? To master this lesson, and the courage that it took to face this lesson, the courage that it took to go into that deep introspection. So, and then find the forgiveness for your parents, your family, or a particular loved one that you have in mind. And to be able to speak again through the power of kindness. Beautiful energy there. Yep. And then we have Taurus. So it could be connected to a Taurus. And so instead of being a bullhead, right? And just, looking through the eyes of illusion, masking the truth, so to speak. Well, I see that bull. See the bull, how the hair's over his eyes, right? Not seeing clearly, having clouded vision, clouded emotions, clouded thoughts. And how all this wound, I feel like that saying, what hasn't killed you has only made you stronger. Exactly. So that is what you are mastering. Number 11. That's why this is, it's why all the nines that you're seeing. It's all part of your soul contract, because you were meant to come down and do this. A lot of major arcanas come through here. So that is what I see for the overall bi-weekly energy for you, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and check into a little bit of love real quick. We may be able to figure out if this is a family member or a romantic love interest. There is, however, signs that it is more than family, but there is also a lot of signs that it is family, especially with the king here and the father energy with the emperor. All right, for Aquarius. Oh, beautiful. All right, so we got proposition, loyalty, violets or blue, and in the spotlight. Your heart is on. Yeah, your heart is being put in a spotlight. Yeah, exactly. Your sense of loyalty. Can you promise to stay loyal to this person? What is that wound that makes you, we have clinging, like codependent. I see codependent energy coming through here. Blue, right? Violets are blue. Roses are red, violets are blue. So there was a sense of loyalty that caused the separation to begin with. Somebody questioned perhaps somebody else's loyalty. Why? Because they didn't trust their own. And it's very triggering. So let's go ahead and pull a couple of my cards from my self-created deck when it comes to love for Aquarius. So that is why there's and I feel like, and it goes back to what I said about listening to the hum of other people's words. I feel somebody come back, there was an outside person that came in and told either you or somebody else a lie and said that they wasn't being loyal. And I feel like you found it very triggering. And it was all a lie. And it was because the reason why it was so triggering was because you didn't have good self-esteem. And somebody's like, I wasn't doing that, da 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 da, it's your own thoughts. I can just see the whole situation blown way out of proportion. Alright. Yeah. And it had a lot to do. See the break right here in the heart, right? Somebody was closed off emotionally. And they're learning new things, so they had to learn something, and that is what the trigger happened for. Feminine, look at that. You get the feminine card coming through, so now you have the Emperor, and now you have the feminine. So I do feel this is about a relationship. You have the masculine and feminine both showing up. That talks about being divine counterparts, right? The masculine and feminine energy, the divine counterparts coming together, right? Within yourself so that you can move forward, right? So I feel here, this is, I feel the counterpart is what triggered you. And I feel like this divine counterpart was meant to trigger you to help open your heart to this wound that cracked it in the first place. I do see something positive. I see, somebody bringing their heart to the table and being honest and perhaps even apologizing. That's why you got the cosmic plan in your head. Like, is there a divine plan here? Like, is this a divine counterpart? Did they cross my path for a reason? For a season? What's the lesson? What's the blessing coming out of it? Learning something. Learning about why this wound, where it was created. The seed that planted it. And the emotions that watered that seed. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull one final card, which is a crystal card, which is something Spirit recommends you to carry with you from this full moon to the new moon for you, Aquarius. Makes perfect sense. This with the eagle coming through. Imperial topaz, responsibility, respect, and grace. What does the swan do? Move gracefully. Show respect to yourself, to the other person, and take responsibility for your reaction. The eagle. Spirit eagle, teach me strength. The outcome. To reflect on myself, the deep dive, so that I can emerge new and free. Thank you. Aho. Somebody was in their ego. Alright, so there you go. Imperial topaz. Thank you for watching, Aquarius, and have a great 2 weeks.